I've got a reporter hounding me to talk about Valve off the record with them. And so, well, I really appreciate a lot of game journalism, and I think there's a lot of good work out there. You always have to watch out for these kind of articles, because this is a article that wants to have a point of view, right? It doesn't make a difference what I say. It's kind of like, so I really like people like Make Games, right? That's a good YouTube channel. I like their content. But they did an article on Valve, and they'd asked me if I would speak to them off record on it, and I said no. They, first on record, then off record. I'm like, no, I don't do that. I really appreciate everybody there, and what my experience was my experience and nobody else's, and I'm not the person who should be giving you this information. But I also knew, because they're going to come with a point of view, and while there's a lot of things to pick on for Valve, and rightfully so, some of what they're talking about, I hate that video because I think it just doesn't, it's kind of goofy. But ignoring that, in general, all of these are like that, right? They all have some kind of bone they want to pick. And so the reporter's really looking for, what will I confirm? What will I amplify for them? So you can say, hey, well, you should have spoken up in the People Make Games one, and then there would have been a different point of view. No. They would have edited and taken only what I said. And that's why, like, those kind of articles that aren't like hard reporting, that aren't like the journalist going, let me discover what is here, but instead have a point of view and that they want to expose something or they want to pick at something, are always dangerous. And it is that thing that drives me nuts, right? Because I will say again and again, game journalism and journalism in general is something that you should support. I do. I donate to The Guardian. I donate to ProPublica. I subscribe and pay for like Aftermath and some other game sites. But with that, when they're trying to do these kind of stories, these kind with the like heavy background ones, always be a little wary, because think about it. I'm going to say no, I'm not going to speak to this reporter. A bunch of other Valve people won't speak to this reporter, but who's going to speak to the reporter? The one that's got an axe to grind, the one that wants to prove some kind of point or whatever. And that's what you'll see in those kind of articles. And that's why those kind of like long-winded, weird looks that aren't based on like, here's the emails or like that kind of thing get weird. And they're more like opinion essays in an extended form. And I just won't have anything to do with that. And actually, I'm going to do a podcast tomorrow. I'll tell you when it comes out. But with that, I had to say up front, I'm not going to tell you anything background about Valve that isn't publicly known. I don't talk about games that aren't released, or like, I say, here, there's a guy who every time I post will post, hey, can you tell me where this map was based for this Left 4 Dead map? Like, where did this come from? But nope, I'm not going to do that. That's somebody else's work. I was part of that, but as part of a team, and I get the want for that, but my rule is I just don't ever do that. If I'm going to say something like that the Bungie CEO should be fired, I will say that publicly and right out there for everybody to hear. I don't do background. I don't do behind the scenes. And I surely don't gossip about people that I really appreciate and respect. So there you go. Hey, just want to add, I sound like I'm being really negative about People Make Games, and I don't want to be that way. They actually do a lot of good work and research on their articles and stuff. It just, their approach and what they were talking about just felt like it was missing the boat of what they could have been commenting on and things. I just wanted to say that. I really appreciate the people there and the work that they do as well. I just think they missed the mark with that one. So just again, it's not bagging on them. Please don't take it that way.